Welcome back to the Nose Plays Endless Space 2. We're going to be picking up our second playthrough with the United Empire today. We ended on turn 20, and I actually had to finish playing through that portion of the game because of the turn timers. I have a plan for that in the future, so I'm going to explain that here in just a moment. But now that we're in the game, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn timers off temporarily. And I also want to point out that right here to the left of the screen are the advanced gameplay settings that one of my viewers was interested in looking at. So if you want to, go ahead and pause the video and you can take a look at what I have the current settings of this game set to. That being said, I need to get in and get started because this turn does have a turn timer, but I want to have a little time to talk before we really get too far into things. So let's go ahead and take care of this guy. I'm going to go ahead and grab the influence because it's very valuable since we can spend it. We do have this system now, so I'm going to just quickly throw down, and actually drone networks is more beneficial than this because this planet doesn't have any of the really exciting buffs. So we're going to go ahead and grab that first. We'll just queue all those up, and I don't have to worry about this system for a little while. Low manpower. We'll talk about that on the next turn. And I'm going to go ahead and preemptively bomb. But I'm going to wait just a moment because I have some explaining to do. So let's see, where are we at exactly? Okay, let's get our ships moving first. And let's go ahead and attack their ship. They have an injured scout ship, which has scouted all this territory. He actually stole my atmospheric curiosity, I noticed when rewatching the gameplay earlier. So we're going to give him a little retribution. And I'm not going to watch this battle. We have guns. He has fewer guns. He can't retreat. So this should end in our favor pretty heavily, which it did. I got a couple probes I can throw out, so let's throw one out that way and that way. And let's go ahead and preemptively bomb. I want to point something out that I've discovered within the game, and I don't know exactly all the details to what exactly is going on, but we're going to go ahead and watch this. So the last gameplay, I got confused because there was a turn that ended during this battle, but watch the bombs as they drop. So you see a number of my bombs over here and then a couple of bombs over here. There's been some confusion as to what is the cause of that. And there was some confusion in the last game because of a glitch in the game. But I had a turn end while we were in one of these battles. And when we came out of the battle, we got a really weird resolution screen. And because the turn had ended, it actually put us directly into another battle. And I wasn't aware that the turn had kind of passed while we were watching that animation. So that's what that was all about. But I want you to notice that it looks like our preemptive bombing was actually damaging our own troops, and that is not the case. To the best of my ability to understand what's going on, that type of scenario happens. I'm going to go ahead and just let the timer run out here. That happens when the enemy has some type of retaliation damage. And there are 2 or 3 major ways that you can accumulate retaliation damage. There's a building that I've talked about in my manpower video called tractable armaments. And that building, if you go into the tech tree, and it is right here, I believe. Tractable armaments deals 750 damage to the attacker during ground battles. That damage is applied just like preemptive bombing before the battle begins to your units, and any units that it destroys, you have this little animation that goes boom, 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 and those units do not get to participate in the battle. And you saw like 7% of our force was actually wiped out before the battle began. The other way that this happens, and I don't have a good way of showing it. I do have one way of showing it, but it's... So if we talk to the
We
vultures...
survived the hungry shadows. Who will survive this?
The Vaulters start with Sisters of Mercy in their empire, and both the Sisters of Mercy and the Vaulters have this special effect where they deal 25 damage to attackers during ground battle. Uh, my best guess, based on what I'm observing, is that when you attack a system that has these types of population units, this gets applied with tractable armaments damage, and any other populations, I think the Nash, there's a few other minor civs that have this trait, but any of those will actually happen before the battle begins, and it will deal damage to your troops. Now, the one thing that's curious, and I'm not 100% certain of this claim, but if you switch to armor, you don't see the damage actually happening. You don't see the bombs actually dropping. And my best guess to that is your tanks are still being damaged, but because it's such a small amount of damage, they're not actually being destroyed, and that's why you don't see the bombs actually removing them as an animation. I think the bomb is actually a death animation, not a damage animation. And so that's my best guess. If you switch to even like 5% or 10% infantry in an all armored division, the infantry will immediately be damaged and removed. And then as soon as you switch back to armor, you won't see those bombs anymore. I think your armor is still getting damaged, but armor has significantly higher hit points. And so that's one reason why you don't see the animations, because there's just not enough damage typically to remove a single tank. But I think you still deal damage, and so other units will have an easier time clearing some of your tanks off once the actual battle begins. We'll talk a little bit more about battles throughout this series. I'm picking up, these are just my intuitions, my best guesses. I don't have any modding experience, so I haven't been into the game code enough to know exactly how these systems play out. But based on my observations and the tooltips and what I've seen from other people, I'll give you my best guess as to how this system works. And hopefully it helps you improve your play. But this turn, we have unlimited time, and I'm going to take a few more minutes and we'll just kind of talk about what's been going on. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to enable turn timers. I'm going to remove this. This was kind of a little benefit for me, but I want the gameplay to go pretty quickly. I want the turns to go pretty quickly, and so if I spend a lot of time talking about something, it's going to have to be while turns are going by. And that's just the way it's going to be to make these videos a little bit faster, a little bit more palatable to watch, and maybe actually to get further into the game. So that's my plan. So what I'm going to do from now on with these videos, and let me know how you feel about this, I'm going to open the first turn with no turn timer. I'll give a little intro as I have today. I'll talk about a few things from the last video that I usually go back and rewatch my videos to kind of help clean up my play, see if I missed anything, like that atmospheric curiosity getting stolen. I did mention that in the last video. And then I'm going to turn the turn timers on for the next 18 turns or so, and the very last turn I'm going to turn them off again so that I have time to kind of wrap the video up, and also so that when I load the next video into the game for the next video, I already have turn timers turned off. So if you think that's a good idea and you like the way that this video flows, let me know in the comments below, but I think that's the way I'm going to do it from now on. Until I find a better way. Yeah, I'm constantly experimenting. Also, one thing I noticed, I turned the animation speed up to 4 times. I think that's a little too fast. I'm going to turn it down to 2 times just to speed it up a little bit. And we're going to go with that. So we'll just leave this up for now. Okay, let's reevaluate where we're at. So we're looking to start a war with the Vaulters. We have already started a war with the Vaulters, sorry. We're invading their system currently, and let's take a look. So we have 250 total manpower allocated as 50 infantry compared to their 50 remaining manpower allocated as 10 infantry. They do have 6 population, which they're able to conscript an additional 35, I think it is, manpower a turn. It's 175 manpower divided by 5, whatever that is. 35, I think, is about the number. So they're going to actually have, if they conscript more, well, no, they'll be at 45. So they're going to have just about even with us for this next invasion. We're going to continue to try to burn these guys down. I think we're going to have no problems taking over this system. However, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to eliminate them. I'm fairly certain that the Argosy has already left and is probably colonized somewhere up here or over here. We'll probably have to deal with the Vultures a little bit later, even if we take the system. But my goal is we have a very nice cluster of stuff here, and if we look at the map, there's really nothing off to this side of us. We haven't seen anything over here as far as another constellation. I probably should send some probes out that way and check. But we're pretty isolated, which is good and bad. It's going to allow us to build a pretty strong little empire here. Hopefully we can go ahead and throw down a couple more points into that, and we can get these guys on our side. So we'll have this system, this system, this system, this system. We may take Spica, and we're also working on the quest line that gives us another outpost right next to our home system somewhere. Usually it's right next to it. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm going to go ahead and queue him up to move that direction. We'll see if we can't finish uncovering what's down this lane. And this ship is recruiting manpower from our pool. You can see we don't have any manpower left in our pool, so we're basically banking on our growth rate of 22 per turn. Hopefully we can increase that by increasing our food, increasing the number of systems we own, and increasing our favor with minor civs. We're not going to be able to afford this anytime soon. So I think this is fine. I'm going to go ahead and disable this. We don't need to watch this battle. We'll see what happened. Okay, so they did conscript, and they did get the 35 because they had 10. So that put them at 45 to our 50. But because we've upgraded our units some, our units were more effective than their units, and we had the preemptive bombing, which also took out another unit of their population. So because we've taken 2 units of their population, I believe they're down to 4 in that system now, and so they're only going to be able to conscript a few more times. I don't know that we're going to have enough to finish them off, but what we're going to do is this ship doesn't need to stick around any longer. It's done its job. It's dropped off its manpower. If I mouse over it, you can see I have 0 of 140, and because I'm in an enemy territory, I'm not gaining any. I can't gain any anyways because I don't have any in this pool, but I will steal a portion of that 22 every turn if I move it into one of our systems. So we're going to go ahead and move it back over this way and start getting it refilled. And then as soon as this one has a little bit of manpower on it, we're at 86. I'm going to give it one more turn, and then we're going to send it back over this way and drop off another load of manpower onto that system. And that should pretty much lock it up for us. From this point on, the gameplay is going to have to get a little quicker because I do have those turn timers running. So let's get to it. We'll see how things go this time. We're just going to continue to bomb them. Okay, we have almost 100 manpower now. I'm going to go ahead and move him over here. Alright, we've taken out another population, but they protected the system, so they still have roughly the same number of troops each turn. They're ending each turn with about 10 troops. We'll just continue that. So this ship should be gaining manpower now. It's going to be a very small amount, 8% per turn. Not a lot, but better than nothing. Another reason that we're low on manpower and that our ships aren't gaining any is this system. We just put the system down. It has to build its manpower up over time, and so we opened up our home system with like 200 manpower. That is the cap for systems that don't have any improvements. So it's going to take a while. We're going to continue to pull about half of our manpower from that 22 or so that we're making and put it into this system over time. Eventually, this system will fill up, and that means we'll be able to replenish our manpower global pool much more quickly. Okay, let's double check on what we're doing here. Okay. Planet types that we need. I know we have a couple ash planets, so that's something that probably needs to be queued up. I don't think we have any snow. Getting baryonic drives might be helpful. We'll just go with this for now. Yeah, just... Alright, and we'll just let this turn end. Was there anything else we needed to do? We don't need this anymore. Oh, that was the other thing I needed to talk to you guys about. So I totally forgot about this. So one of the things that I don't think you guys got a chance to see is the Scientist Party actually won a seat in the election over the Military Party. And since we finished that colony, we're going to go ahead and enable the Dirty Hands Act and reduce the cost of all of our buildings. That's going to help get our system online a little quicker. We're just going to continue to preemptively bomb. Remember, anytime that your total number of troops you have available is smaller than 75% of your cap, it's almost always preferable to preemptively bomb. The only exception would be if you're trying to preserve buildings or population, and you don't want to lose those things, in which case guerrilla is really the only choice. But we're going to continue to bomb them to pieces. They don't have hardly any buildings anyways, and their population is quickly deplenished, or becoming deplenished through all the conscription. They actually turned the tide on us in this one. Because they conscripted, they had more manpower than we did, and even though our troops are better than theirs, they were able to survive. So now they have a lot more, but they did lose another population, which I believe, okay, not quite, doesn't quite put them away. They can conscript one more time, but that being said, we just got another load of troops. Just keep shooting those out. So we now have 100? Thought we had more than that. How many were on this ship? 97 plus the 20. Thought we had like 20. Well, either way, we have more troops now, so we'll be in much better shape going into the next turn. We got a new Hishu population. That's fine. And this ship is up to 11 whole manpower. Yeah, it's going to take a while to fill that guy back up. So you can see this manpower thing has basically limited our ability to invade any more systems. We're going to have to take some serious time before we're going to be able to do any more invading, which is kind of a problem, but It is what it is. I have a feeling we should be able to win this invasion here pretty soon. We got our food building, which will help. A couple more buildings constructed. This will definitely help moving their relationship up with these guys. And we can also potentially perform a quest for them. Intercept the kidnapper's vessel. 80 influence, new objective. Where's this vessel at? Okay, it's over here. We should be able to do that with our patrols. In fact, I may even send one of our patrol ships over there to do this. Alright, so we're at 39. They are not going to be able to conscript after this. This will be their last conscription if they do one. So we'll just have to see how we fare. Yeah, they went protect the system. So they do have one more opportunity to potentially conscript. You know what? They don't have... Well, we'll just hang on. I want to make sure we have this system before we go chasing down a quest, but this is actually not a bad system. Monsoon, it's not great, but it does have adamantium as a resource, and that's good. Alright, what do we got over here? Some curiosities? Just one. Oh, one's better than nothing. Maybe send a probe out that way. And let's head this direction. I guess we'll try to get down here. That's going to take a while. Maybe we'll just go here and then we can launch some probes and see where we're at. That sounds like a good plan to me. Atmospheric filtration is on the docket. We did get some new buildings, so let's go ahead and queue those up. I definitely want to get this down in this system, I think. Also, we got new population. Okay, it didn't really affect our approval in any way that I can see. Yep, we're fine. Alright. Hopefully this goes well. Ooh. So they lost a population, so they can no longer conscript. We're gonna pull a dirty trick here. We've got them down to no ability to really conscript. I'm not sure what the best play is at this point. I think we're just going to continue. How much do I have on this ship now? Enough to make any difference. 29. We'll give it another turn and then we'll send this ship over there too. Yeah, that's the end of that turn. I think we're just going to keep preemptively bombing them. The bombs are going to take out a good portion of their fighting force each turn. We might be able to win this with the bombing. Especially if we bring this guy over. So what's he at now? 39. Let's do one more turn. It's going to take a turn to get there, though. Yeah, let's go ahead and send him. So we'll get one more turn, and then we'll have a few more troops for the last battle. I think this might be the better choice. Let's see where we're at approval-wise. Yeah, that'll put us up to happy, which will give us more food, which in turn will produce more manpower. So let's do that. I like it. Alright. Moving right along here. Alright, preemptive bombing again. So we're down to 9. They're still at 20. Yeah, I don't know that switching to guerrillas is going to help us, but we want to queue this up a little bit earlier in the queue because it's going to give us 10 food, and that's important for growth and for manpower. If we merge these guys together, yeah, we still have manpower on this ship, so we have to wait here at least one more turn to drop it off before we go make another run. So that pushed us back up to 16, but unfortunately, I think... No? I was going to say, I think they gained a population because it's showing that they can conscript again. Maybe it just always shows this range. I'm not sure. Hopefully it's only 20. Okay, we finally turned the tide. We now have more troops than they do. So we'll see if we're able to win this war after all. It's taking a little longer than I had hoped, but... Alright, we got pirates over here we gotta be careful to avoid. Nothing else is going on at the moment, so we'll go ahead and end the turn. It looks like this ship is just bouncing back and forth. Let me get an idea of his stats, if he has anything useful. 107, and he's using missiles, so he should be really easy to take out. With any of our ships, preemptive bombing. If we're lucky, the bombs might actually take out all of their troops, or close to all of them before the fight even begins. Alright. Just a matter of time at this point. Okay, one more technology here is going to unlock this, which is pretty useful because we have a nice cache of Jadonics. So let's go ahead and grab the ability to exchange goods. That can also fix our money issues. And then we'll be able to get our tier 2 system developments up. Or a pistis. We can also colonize this now, so we should probably go ahead and grab that because it's going to give us 10 industry, 10 science, and 10 food. So that's a pretty good amount of resources for free, as in no upkeep cost. These ships don't really need to stay here anymore. I think we have this under control. So I'm going to send these patrol ships over this way and try to intercept that that ship. We need to go here first. I think we'll go here first just in case. And we're going to leave our invader ships here so that they can scoop up any manpower that gets left after the battle. Any survivors from this war will get scooped up into our ships. We're almost there. We can start sending off some probes. I have probes on these ships too, so we can scout out over this way as well. I think we're going to do that for sure. Alright, we're about halfway through this video. Industrial infrastructure is completed. This is such a small, crappy amount of dust. Unless you have a lot of sterile worlds, it's not really useful. So we're going to go ahead and grab this. This isn't great, but it is something once the system gets some population, which we do have now. Alright, so he's done. And we've upgraded to another level of happiness with them. Military ships. So we can get more industry. We can stockpile more dust for a bunch of influence. Or we can get a bunch of titanium. This is going to be pretty easy to do, I think. So let's go ahead and do this. I think titanium's the most valuable of all the resources. 110 influence is kind of interesting because we can spend influence points, and we're going to collect this dust anyways because that's one of our other quests. But I think the titanium has more value as both a resource and something that we can sell for probably way more. So let's do that. They want a truce. We're going to refuse the truce. We're going to bomb the snot out of you and hopefully take over the system. Which we did. So the system is now ours. They're going to force a truce. We did this just in time. So we took over the system. They're forcing a truce on us. I could refuse the truce, but I'm going to go ahead and accept it. This basically means that we're guaranteed that they got another system somewhere. And there it is, actually. One of our probes reached out and touched it. So we have a truce with them, but they're going to give us a bunch of dust for the next little bit, which is fantastic. That's going to help us achieve our mission. And these ships don't really have much they can do other than collect manpower. So we're just going to leave them here. I might even disband them just in case pirates come over here. I'm not sure whether they collect manpower when they're disbanded. That's a good question. I guess what we can do is disband one of them and see if both of them gain any manpower. So let's... Oh, I disbanded them both. Well, we'll see what happens here. So he's at 54 and he's at 54. So we'll see. It says that they're still gaining. Oh crap. Our patrol ship got pirated just like I thought it might. That's unfortunate. We're gonna to go ahead and retreat since we have the health to do that. Okay, that wasn't the most ideal situation. I would have preferred to not go that direction, but whoa! What do we have here? Oh, this is nice. We gotta get this. Ocean, monsoon, steppes, lots of curiosities, 2 positive anomalies, and both strategics. Average deposit, and an average... Wow. Okay. Well, we know what we're doing for the next few turns. We're going to be building a settler. And we're going to send that settler over there. My approval's gone down a little bit. Let's see if we can't... There we go. Back up to happy. That's what we want to see. Okay. And we got a pirate mark, so we're going to have to build some more military in order to deal with pirates that are going to be incoming. That means it's probably time to grab efficient shielding and also maybe xenology for spin projects. More influence means more spending things. To get stuff going. We got 4 probes we can send out. Let's go ahead and send some probes out. Alright. We're sending those guys over to take care of that. Win that quest. That's going to give us 1, 2, 3, 4 systems, and then soon to be 5 systems. Next turn we're going to get our yeah, I forgot about that. We actually may also want to check our population here. What planet would be best to be on? Yeah, it looks like this is the better choice, so let's move over there. 2 nice sources of Jadonics, really good. And because we got that done last turn, we're going to go ahead and get this up and running. Who needs it the most? You need it very much, so we're going to go ahead and throw that there. And you need it very much, so we're going to go ahead and throw that there. And you don't need it as much, so we're going to have to wait a few turns to collect some more before we can put it here, but we will be putting it here. We colonize that, but I don't want that there because I want to stay happy. So far, so good. Is this one again? Okay. So we've got our outpost, which we need to take a look at and decide what we're going to do. And then I think of these, we're going to go with Hadri because we need a military commander that can actually fight. And we're going to be building some better ships anyways because that's what quest we took earlier. So let's just go ahead and choose Hadrilenko. I think he's going to be the best choice for us. Since we're getting new ships, it won't be long before we get him anyways. And we have a pirate mark, so we need to get those up and running quickly. I want to go ahead and throw big data shipyards in here just so we have that done before we start building ships. That's a nice little boost to our XP on our ships, which is good. Oh, and we wanted to check these and see if they're gaining And they are. So we're at 63 and 63 now. So they are slowly gaining a little bit. So that's good. We have enough to buy this out. And let's take a look and see if that would be worth it. That would be 20 industry to buy this out. Yeah. What do we need the influence for? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do it. Alright. Is this the one that we needed to catch? Yes. He's the quest one. So we should be able to get here and blockade this before he does. And just in case, we're going to send this one here as well. And we'll just meet up with all these patrol ships. If I had been a little quicker on the draw there, I would have been able to blockade him. But I was not quick enough. Okay, our settler is created. Let's see if we can't quickly get him over here. Looks like 8 turns. Hopefully we can avoid the pirates. There are a lot of them. Okay. What else do we need to do? Efficient shielding's almost done. We did get spin projects next. Since we're going to have bigger fleets, maybe we start looking over here, or neural robotics is also really good because of the adamantium mining that we can do. And actually, we have 2 systems we're going to be able to mine that pretty quickly. I'm going to go ahead and queue that up for now until we find something better. I don't think we'll finish it, but... Gonna have to be quick. Not sure I'm gonna be able to get there and get that blockade on before he does, which means he's probably gonna leave. That's gonna be really annoying. Alright, we need to build some ships, so let's quickly jump in here and make some. We're gonna need some flak defense, but we can also run some long-range lasers, maybe. Hull plating. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Now, what's the attack power? 165 is more than we need for a Lenko ship, so we're going to go ahead and apply that design. And let's build 3... Let's go ahead and build 4 of these. And maybe we'll be able to buy one of these out. I'm also going to go ahead and get this, put at the top of the queue. That'll speed this up. And then... one thing that we forgot to do that has been... we forgot to check on this, and we need to go ahead and activate this. We have the dust to do it. That's going to reduce the number of turns significantly. The other thing that we could do is we could abolish this and pass this, which I think is worth doing, not only to speed that up, but also to get the approval bonus when it takes effect. We will also get the approval bonus when we claim this one, I believe, for 5 turns, so that's good. So let's try to get this quickly and see if we can't get that blockaded. Alright, we should be able to win this fight pretty easily. Objective failed. That's interesting. So we destroyed the ship and we failed the quest. Well, I guess we can pay for another quest? Destroy a mercenary fleet somewhere in the nearby system. Well, we found them. Yeah, I mean, I guess we just go with it, see what happens. And we lost big time. Okay, well, let's send this guy out this way and try to use him to scout out that way with some more probes. We're gonna have to use Hadrelenko's fleet, which we should be getting him very shortly. And crap, we got pirates over here already. Yep, we're in both a good spot and a bad spot. So I like the way this is shaping up. I think we're going to turn it around. It's not going to be by the end of this video. Alright. That definitely needs to take effect. But we're going to have to do it after we get these ships built. I can't really get my approval higher at this point, so maybe we put these Epistis over here. Since we're going to be content no matter what, that's going to generate a little bit of extra food for them. And then just leave that over there for now. That unlocked a new law. A new law slot means we can run both of these if we wanted to, or I could run this. That's expensive though. Let's do this for now. We have the influence to do it. That's why our 10 approval failed for that. We did new objective. Okay, new quest for that. We did get Lenko, so let's go ahead and get him. Let's get our fleet some more XP and some more health. I like that for him. And then let's quickly outfit his ship. Let's go 2 guns, 2 lasers, 1 of each defensive module, 1 pair of engines, and a probe is a pretty good thing to have on a military, on at least one of your military ships, so that you can do some scouting. So we'll go ahead and throw that on him for now. We're going to get this ship out and assign him to it so he can start gaining some XP for that ship. Alright. Hold at least 3 systems of level 2 or higher. That is a really good building. And we're going to do that anyways, so yeah, we're going to take that. Move our ships. Alright. So next turn, at the beginning of next turn, I need to remember to turn the timer off so that when we go to turn 40, there's no timer, and that will make it easier for me to start the next game. Gotta try to remind myself. So we got that quest right away because I think that was queued up there. Or we already had it. Maintain 3 industrious laws for 10 turns. That'll be hard, but not too hard. And we got this as well. 2 ships are now completed. We got that titanium, which will be good. Let's go ahead and get this ship out and merge both of those into his fleet, so now they're both gaining XP. We got a couple probes and just a little bit of more dark out there. We'll throw those out there for now. Move our ships. Yeah, that's about it. I can't do much else. This little guy's moving along. He's not going to quite make it to his before the end of this video, unfortunately, but it looks like we're going to have a chance to grab it. Go ahead and end the turn. Queue up a couple more things there. Do we have luxury resources? We do. Let's go ahead and grab that, and let's definitely get this. Do it that order for now. That needs to be built. That can be built. That's probably good. All right. So we got a couple more turns, and I need to go ahead and turn this off as we go into the next turn, and then we'll wrap up the video. So as you can see, I think we have a pretty good start despite our not so good starting system. It looks like in the next few turns we're actually going to have 2 new systems, and we have this nice little cluster of about 5 systems here that is all pretty well defended from this one choke point. We're building a nice military fleet that should be able to take care of all the threats in our system, and we have our first outward colony. That's going to be hard to get up and running, but we do have the ability to get military up and going now. We have a pretty good industry output. We have a lot of influence, and we can use that to buy out ships. So I think we're in a really good place. We want to get these next couple of ships before we start this fight. So this will be kind of a cliffhanger place to end the video, but I think that's essentially what we're going to have to do. So we'll wait one more turn here, and I should have no turn timers. Okay, beautiful. So no turn timers on this turn. I am going to try to get through it quickly. I mainly want it for the next video when we open up. I don't want to have to be rushed right away and be able to talk a little bit. Get this ship out. Almost had enough to get them both. Come on. Merge those guys, and then we'll be able to get over there. Also, tech-wise, we could really use some better engines. So we have titanium, we have let's take a look over here because it looks like we're going to be able to grab this. What are the remaining systems? We need a steps. And this system has an Arctic. And that's what we really need because it's the one with the adamantium. Steps and Arctic and... wow, that's a Terran, so we'll be able to just jump right over there. That'll be good once that system gets up. So let's take a look and maybe shift our focus. So this is steps. We can grab that. Is this Arctic? That'd be cool. No, it is ice. There we go. So Arctic's over here. I think it would be beneficial to go ahead and grab eukaryotic sap. We don't have any snow worlds yet, but the eukaryotic sap and the H-field accelerator are both okay. Plus it'll give us a discount to grab this tech. So let's go ahead and move that over like that. This will also give us some better probes. Our science is kind of getting slow. I think we're going to go ahead and stick with this though. Okay.
In the name of the heart.
The Unfallen. And we can send out some probes. So let's send one out that way and that way. Sleep. Got a probe we can send out. Alright. And sleep. And this pretty much wraps it up for this video. So hope you guys are enjoying this series as much as I am. I'm going to continue to play this game quite a bit, and I like the pace at which it goes with the turn timers on me. Definitely keeps me honest and doesn't let me sit here and waste your guys' time thinking. Jake agrees, so we're going to end the video with that. We'll see you next time. This has been the Nose Plays. Have a great day.